What's up, nerds and virgins? It's your boy APE Crypto, and today I'll be giving you my top CNFT tips that I believe are key to long-term gains and success in this space. If that sounds like something you're interested in and you like CNFTs and you want to learn more about CNFTs, I'd recommend subscribing to this channel as I drop CNFT content almost every single day, and I am a massive CNFT fanatic. And while you're at it, make sure you follow me on Twitter at APE Crypto YT, because I post loads of CNFT content there as well, from CNFT news to CNFT discussions to CNFT giveaways, and also I can release things on Twitter earlier than I can on YouTube because I have to send stuff out to my editor, but on Twitter I can post it straight away. So if you want to be quick and you want to get stuff early, follow me over on Twitter at APE Crypto YT. And if you're feeling super generous, hit that Nerd CNFT button in my bio and hit that follow button, because Nerd CNFT is my own project and I'd appreciate it if you could follow that as well. And if you're feeling extra generous, hit that Discord button and join our Discord and personally speak to me. Alright, now, so let's dive into this video. So my very first tip is research before buying. And this may sound like a simple tip, but it's often overlooked and many people don't do this. Let me know if this sounds like you. You've watched a YouTube video, some influencer is talking about a project. You've seen a Twitter post, someone's talking about an NFT. You see it, you go, fuck yeah, you head to CNFT.io and you buy it with no second thoughts, no nothing. If that sounds like you, or you've done that before, you definitely need to reassess your investment strategies, in my opinion. If you're doing this, you don't know what you're investing in, you don't know anything about the project, you're just going off what someone else says, and that can be dangerous. So, what can you do? So there's plenty of things that you can do to do research. You can research the market, the roadmap, their team, and the NFT community. But before all that, if you haven't bought an NFT yet, I'd recommend just researching the market. And a great place to do that is OpenCNFT. You can see floor price, you can see the wallet holders, the amount of assets sold, the amount of assets minted, and you can see the volume from all time, the last 24 hours, the last 7 days, and the last 30 days. All valid information that you should take into consideration. But what you should be doing as well, especially if you're minting a new project, you should pay attention to current trends and see what's working or not. Whether that's the amount of NFTs you can get per transaction, it all varies depending on the time you're watching this. But that's why you need to be in the market and scope it out first. You need to know what things are trending, what will do well, what won't do well. All past experiences will help you dictate the future. And if you get your mind screwed on and you can work out what's happening in the future, you have a pretty good chance of knowing what to mint and what to do with your NFTs. So that's a big tip there. Know the market. You need to spend a lot of time in this. Yes, you can make a lot of money, but you can also lose a lot of money. There's loads of shit projects out there and there's loads of scams out there, but there's also plenty of good ones. So if you put your head down, do your research, and make sure that you live and breathe this market and just put in them hours, I've no doubt anyone can be successful in this space. Tip number 2, follow the right people. So I haven't heard many people talk about this, but I believe this is really important. Yes, I preach to do your own research and I will continue to do that, but you can get guidance from outside sources that guide you, not tell you, guide you onto a good project. So there you can do your own research. And Twitter is the number one place for this. With CNFTs and any other type of NFT, Twitter is the number one place for it. And the CNFT space is filled with awesome influencers that really post awesome content. Multiple times for me, I honestly have just been scrolling down my Twitter and then I've found an awesome NFT. Literally like this one, for example. So if you're following the right people, you can find the right projects and you can find the right information as well as good insight on the market. It's not all about finding projects. Sometimes it's about finding good tips. Scrolling through Twitter as well, not only you can find good tips, keep up with the market and find good projects, you can also find projects early after get whitelisted, which I'm personally not a fan of whitelisting, but it can be advantageous as well. So for those who don't know, a whitelist is basically a guaranteed spot before the public that you pretty much book your NFTs and you're guaranteed to get them, and it can even be below the mint price. So Tiger Society, for example, did this and I managed to pick up a good amount of them at I think 12 ADA each, which was awesome because they went up to 150 floor. Yes, they have since crashed and now they're sitting at a 33 ADA floor, but still that was awesome and I got in early. And considering that I only minted them at 12 ADA, I'm still at over a 2x profit for the ones I haven't sold. And for the ones I did sell in the 100s, I did very well. So that's just a good example of how getting on a whitelist and being early through Twitter can help you out. So how do you know the right people to follow? Well, I'm going to give you a CNFT all-star list that I personally like their Twitter threads. This is in no particular order and I'm really sorry if I missed out on you, but I'm pretty sure I covered most people. So we have CNFT Zilate, if that's how you say it, Ask Nemo, CNFT Rob, Jack Ingram, Fahad Dukan, David King, Cardano Salad, Fettuccine, Buds Degen, Cardano Man, Dean K, Crypto Drams, CNFT Connoisseur, Swank Pie, Cash or Sheesh LaBoy, Definity, and CNFT News. And I'm sure I missed out a couple, and I'm sorry if I did, but there's a good amount of Twitter accounts that I personally like, and I feel they give good guidance, good tips, and they always seem to be early and in on good projects. So I'll leave a link in the description to all of them Twitter accounts that I personally like. And of course, I'm on that list as well. Following the right person at the right time can be really handy, so that's why that is my second tip for long-term CNFT success. My third and final tip is having a good exit strategy. So this is a big one. So everyone has an entry strategy. Everyone's happy to mint these NFTs for over $100 each, but no one really seems to put an emphasis on an exit strategy, which as investors is really important, no matter what you're investing in. If you're buying the NFT and you never ever sell it, what is the point? From an investor's perspective, you need to sell it eventually. You need an exit strategy. Exit strategies are crucial for risk management. Taking profits is not a bad idea, even though it's frowned upon and you get called a paper hand pussy by everyone, including myself. I personally practice risk management and taking profits. So I've said this on my channel before, an example of me personally doing this is with Clay Nation. So I minted 11 Clay Nations at 40 ADA each, which cost me a total of 440 ADA at the time. Then, shortly after, Clay Nation demand rose like crazy and everyone wanted their hands on a clay and the floor shot up. And when Clay Nation hit a 1000 ADA floor, I sold one common clay for 1000 ADA, which you may think sucks right now because the floor is 1800 ADA. But in the grand scheme of things, I 2x my money and I still have 10 clays left. So I've pocketed 560 ADA and have 10 clay. So I'm in profit and I still keep to hold on to these precious blue chip NFTs. So even though I could have sold it for more, I still feel like that was a good move. My investment is risk free and I can sleep well at night. And that rest of the ADA I can invest in other projects. So that's an example of good risk management. Another thing with exit strategies, people need to understand what method they're going to be using for each project. So you can either flip a project, which is basically you mint it and then you sell it above mint price, or you hold it given that it will appreciate in value from incentives, utility, or plain old hype. And this goes back to my tip 1. If you research and you know the market before buying an NFT, you understand what method that you're using for that particular project. Say for example, there's heaps of hype around this one project, they mint, they're 5x above the floor price, but they have no roadmap, they don't have a docs team, and they've got no real plans other than this release, and the art's not that amazing. Well, you'd most likely flip it. But if it's something that has utility, they've got a docs team, and the price continues to go up, you probably wouldn't sell that, because this would be a long-term hold, because it can appreciate in value because of the utility and the actual use case for the NFT. Parvy is a good example of this, and there's many more. So my personal strategy is I only hold good projects with great fundamentals, and I really only buy or mint projects with good fundamentals, ones that I can see appreciating in value over time, because once the hype dies, the fundamental shines, and this can cause price eruptions long after minting. Dead Pixels is a prime example of this. So if a project has great fundamentals, being a good roadmap, a solid team, awesome art, and a continually strong and building community, they will most likely appreciate in value over time. So with projects like this, for example, yes, you can maybe sell 1 or 2 to cover your initial investment, but I personally would recommend hodling good projects. I just like to do it risk-free, regardless of what potential gains that I may miss out on by selling that. But that's just me. I like to sleep easy at night knowing that I'm not losing any money. So anyway guys, that's it for today's video. Bit of a long one, but I believe this is a really important topic. Remember, research before buying, know the market, know the project, spend as much time as possible learning about this space, follow the right people, you can get on early, and you can get good guidance as well. You want to be getting knowledge from the best of the best, and also make sure you've got a good exit strategy in plan. Understand risk management and taking profits, understand the market, and understand what method that you'll be taking. And really understand fundamentals of projects before forming exit strategies. You want to find the happy medium of maximizing your gains and keeping your risk to the lowest amount of possible, even though NFTs are the wild, wild west, and these are very risky and speculative assets. But I believe with these tips and a ton of perseverance by yourself, you can be on the right path to kill it in this space. So that's it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you liked this video and subscribe to the channel, as well as follow me on Twitter at APE Crypto YT. I'm the leader of Nerds and Virgins. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.